Dr. Chua Chee Ann. Doctor. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you for the very long introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, if it were not for Mr. Jeffrey, I would not be holding this workshop here today. Mr. Jeffrey has been instrumental in bringing me out of my cocoon. He says that the technique that I've discovered is something so important that it should be shared openly with the people around us, rather than be kept at the professional level. So ladies and gentlemen, you all are very privileged to be here today to listen to this workshop. So I will just go straight into the workshop. Now when it comes to sex, women are long-distance runners. Is this an advantage or a disadvantage? Long-distance runners start very slowly, isn't it? Take a long time to warm up because they have to run a few kilometers before they start the final dash. So once they are warmed up, man will lose to them as far as sex is concerned. Nobody can stand it if a woman is able to do her sexual function well. Okay? So, as slow starters, this is a major handicap for women. What happens? Men are usually very fast. They are the sprinters when it comes to sex. So once the man finishes, the woman has still not reached orgasm. So many women end up never reaching orgasms because their partners do it too quickly. And a lot of them have difficulty reaching orgasms. And a good majority of women don't even start at all. So they have painful intercourse as a result. Now this is something very, very sad. Okay? Do you know women's sexual potential? Do you know why there's an F1 engine there? Every woman actually possesses an F1 engine down there. Right? Most of them do not know that even exists. You always thought that we have a Sankachil, that's all, a Kanchil engine. And most women are content to live their whole life without knowing that their sexual potential can actually be improved. How great is this woman's sexual potential? Women are capable, every woman is capable of enjoying multiple orgasms. Can you imagine that within 1 minute a woman can enjoy 30 to 40 orgasms? Can you visualize that? Is it easy to comprehend? 1 minute, if intercourse goes on for 5 minutes to 15 minutes, which is the usual length of intercourse, right? Multiply by 30 to 40, how many orgasms are there? It's beyond comprehension, isn't it? But that is women's sexual potential. And if you don't believe me, I have on record in my videotape session afterwards the comments of this patient. Every stroke is an orgasm. Mind-boggling. So you may be thinking, Dr. Chua most likely is bullshitting. Let's go on. Now, let's have a look at a few facts. When a woman is not in a mood for sex, there's hardly any lubrication, none at all, isn't it? That's the truth. Once she's dry, what happens? Sex is very uncomfortable, if not downright painful. And the moment you feel that discomfort in the vagina, it is already a sure sign that physically the vagina is being traumatized. It's a matter of degree. So there are lots of health consequences subsequent to traumatizing the vagina, right? There's discomfort during sex, right? Sex can be obviously painful. People have come up to me with tears in the whole vagina, right? And some of them have come in with bleeding as well from the tears. Pelvic cramps during and after sex can occur. Now, when something is painful, right, your muscles, the pelvic muscles in a woman will go into cramps. And imagine the husband is still banging away. So imagine the degree of pain that a woman suffers during the act of sexual intercourse. This is a classical thing. Whenever you're not well prepared for sex, a woman will always complain of burning sensation in the vagina following intercourse. And this will be aggravated when she passes urine. Okay? Last but not least, the worst thing is that women get recurrent urinary tract infection subsequent to dry intercourse. And repeated infections can lead to kidney failure. Now let me explain to you how this happens. The urethra in a woman is very, very short. It is only 1 inch long. And if you look at the diagram here, the distance between the urethral opening and the vaginal opening is actually 3 to about 5 millimeters. So in very dry intercourse, trauma is not only to the vaginal opening, but the urethra being so close, right, will also get traumatized. That's why a lot of women end up with painful micturition or passing urine after intercourse. Because in dry intercourse, the whole area is traumatized and they get urinary tract infection. Now, when a woman has got dry intercourse, she cannot lubricate properly. Her sexual performance is not going to be good. Right? So because of that, there are social consequences. When you don't perform well in bed, what happens to your husband? He's going to be less affectionate. He's going to give you less attention. The husband may even deliberately start to avoid coming close to you. Suspicious husbands will start to suspect that you are having an affair. The woman is having an affair. Because why? Now you're not responding to his sexual advances. Maybe you had your fill outside. You curi makan outside, and now you come back, you're all satisfied with your outside wrongs, and you don't give it to him sexually. A man not having satisfaction with his sex life at home may look for other women to get sexual satisfaction. Okay? So once he establishes an emotional contact outside, most likely he will leave the matrimonial home. Okay? So emotionally, a woman who has got sexual problems is not a very happy woman. She feels very inadequate. Am I still a woman? Why am I not responding? How come? Am I changing to something else? She feels very insecure. Can I keep my man now? How come I can't respond to him? I love him. My heart feels everything for him, but sexually I just cannot respond. So she will feel shameful, she will feel hopeless, she will have depression. Right? And a lot of people who are not sexually satisfied, they feel irritable and they will have quarrels very often. So sexual unhappiness is often the root cause of many marital squabbles. And the worst part of it is that this can lead to a divorce. So what are the critical requirements for a woman when it comes to sex? Definitely good vaginal lubrication. So 3 criteria must be there. First thing, lubrication must be fast in onset. If you take a long time to lubricate, a man could have penetrated you before vagina is well lubricated. That would be discomfort or painful. Right? The lubricant produced must be in adequate amounts. If it's a tiny amount, it's not enough to lubricate the whole vagina. Okay? Third one, if intercourse were to last a certain length of time, the lubrication must be sustained right through that period of time. A lot of women start well. Starting first few minutes, they're okay. After that, they're dry. So once they are dry, they cannot progress anymore in terms of sexual enjoyment. It becomes